started making names right away. And I loved it. I was robbing drug dealers and taking their gold right off their neck. And the shit we did, who's going to call the police on you? A drug dealer?
I can identify with anything that was normal, to be honest with you. But I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah.
99% of the time, you're going to disappear.
Just like the Donnie Brasco situation with Lefty?
Yeah, because the reason why, they figure it this way. You brought this guy around, he ratted on everybody, now he ratted on you. You might turn around and join him and rat on us, so we get rid of you. There's no connection between there and there, and they get rid of you.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Anthony Raimondi. What's up, Anthony?
Not too much. What are you doing?
I'm great, man. Let me give a shout out to some of these people in here.
I'm in the friggin' hospital.
Yeah, I know. So Anthony's in the hospital. If you guys can't see, your camera's not working.
Hold on.
Steve, what's good? Cindy, how are you?
Yeah, the camera's on. There we go. Now you can see me.
How are you, man?
Huh?
How are you doing?
A little bit better. I had the surgery on Wednesday, so it's like 4 hours. So it's fuck that, man.
Wow.
Hey, look around there. You can see the room. Hey, here's my room.
Yeah.
In case anybody thinks I'm on, here's a little TV set. There's my curtain. There's everybody walking in. That's the room I'm in. And that's the hospital bed. Here, look up above me. They can see all the equipment and stuff. Because you're going to get that people say, he ain't in the hospital. He's home. Yeah, okay. I'm home in the hospital bed. Fucking idiots. Anyway, what are you doing?
Man, Finn Freak. What's up, man? So I want to ask you, what's the reason why you're in the hospital? Was it because of coronavirus? Is it because of complications from that?
It was the complications from when I got coronavirus 2 years. I got it in April 2020. What it did is screwed up my heart, the coronavirus. And it's been nothing but complications from the coronavirus. It gave me, I had to put a pacemaker in because it attacked my heart and it screwed up my heart a bit. And then I haven't had to go to surgery. Like I had a friend of mine, Mark, he had gotten corona heart and corona lung and he died like 4 days after he was in the hospital. This is a disease they don't know. My doctors will tell you, this is a disease they don't know what this does to you afterwards. Years after you have it, you still have complications from stuff. And my doctors even told me not to take the shots no more. I took the 3 shots. 3, the first 2 and then the third one.
I took 2.
And my doctor said, don't take no more. They said, you got enough antibodies in you. And they said, it's ridiculous what they're doing. Every time they come up with another thing, another shot, and another shot. It's not worth it. And every time I got the shots, I got the first shot, second, and third shot, I got sick.
Yeah,
every time I got sick.
And they say that if you get the shot, that it'll make it better and like easier to deal with.
Well,
I don't know.
They're saying for the one you get now, because the one you get now is a milder one. You got to remember, when I got it, I got it in the beginning when it was just hitting the highest peak, when it was at the strongest. I got that, and I was in Methodist Hospital for 3 weeks. I was up on the 6th floor, and then it took me another 2 months to walk without a walker because it affected my legs also.
Yeah, remember that. That's around the well, when I first met you, I met you before the whole. I don't know. It was right around.
No, you met me after. Right? No, you met me after Corona. It was after the coronavirus. Yeah.
Yeah. You were my first.
Hold on, my Staxx. My nurse walked in. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let me take that. Hold on, they gotta give me something. They gotta get the medicine.
All right. Yeah. Take your. Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come back on. All right.
No. I'm here. Just gotta wait a minute. There's a medicine they gotta give me that I gotta use. I gotta swallow.
Okay.
Hold on. But yeah, there's some the virus. Everything just like screwed me up with that.
Yeah, man. A lot of people are catching it, and it's bad.
When I had got the things, the lids off of it, right?
No.
All right.
There we go. Yeah, so you can push and then swallow.
Yeah. Hold on a minute, Staxx.
All right.
All right, done. It's a medicine they give you in a tube, as you can see. You got to put it into your mouth, and you got to swallow it to help with what's going on. Because I'm so sore. They intubated me. They had one tube up each nostril and then one down my nose. And I don't know if you could see. You can see like the black eyes on the sides over here.
Yeah.
From the one tube up here, one tube here, and then one in the mouth. And if anybody's wondering why I don't have a cigar, it's because I'm in the hospital. But I still got my sunglasses.
There's a lot of people on here that are saying they wish you the best, man.
Thank
Anthony,
you.
my prayers are for you. It takes a real tough
Thank you.
guy to be sick and get old. OG. Crime and Entertainment is here. Get well, my friend.
But this, thank you. But this surgery he was inside of me 4 hours in my chest.
And you said
4 hours.
They use like them tubes, right? It's like a
They went in
cylinder type thing that.
No, they went.
Them things, right?
They put two tubes through my right side of my groin, 2 tubes through the left side of my groin. They went up. They had to do the ablation. Then they did is a different type of ablation at the top of the heart. Then they had to shave everything down, and then they had to shave around what they call where the valves are. They had to shave around there and they had to put they put my heart back into shape because the coronavirus would have done when it attacked my heart. It made it like disfigured it a little bit. So it was a big procedure. How to get it done.
Was it still bumping? Was it still pumping in the same capacity as it was before you caught it?
What do you mean?
Was your heart still operating at the same capacity? Was it like working, or after you caught coronavirus, did it make?
Oh, it was totally different. My heart got weak, but now I'm building it back up again. Everything's coming back because of all the surgeries. Yeah, but then I still got problems sometimes when I walk with my legs and stuff like that bother me. But no, the heart now, being that they did all the surgery they had to do. The heart is healing up, and the heart will get strong. The heart's getting stronger.
Yeah.
So I can't complain. But let me tell you, anybody who tells you that that's a bullshit thing, they're full of shit because they don't know what it's like. The strain that's out now is very mild. It's like getting a cold. After a couple of days, you go, when I had it, I don't remember my first 6 days in the hospital. I was there for 3 weeks. I don't remember my first 6 days. I had it right at the height when it just really hit hard when people were dropping down all over the place.
I got sick right before all this happened. I had like a really bad cold. It was kind of like I had the flu, and it was right before, like as coronavirus was coming out. So I don't know if I caught coronavirus. I didn't. You might
have had it. You might have caught a mild version of it. For me, I caught a bad version of it. I caught the most rottenest version you can get on it. When it was coming out. So that's what I got.
Let me find out you were eating bats.
You what?
Let me find out you were chewing on some bats, Anthony.
Chewing on what?
Bats. They were eating
bats. Right. Chewing on bats. Yeah, right. What do you think? I'm Ozzy Osbourne from Black Sabbath that he ate the bat's head off that time? No.
Oh, man.
No, I don't play like that, brother. Nothing.
So listen. We're going to talk about some people from your past life today. And I want to talk about a few people. I got some pictures here. I'm going to show you a picture.
Yeah.
You tell me who you could see in this picture, right? And who you know from this picture.
Put the picture up. Hold on, man. I got to make the picture. I got to put my reading glasses on. I got to make these pictures bigger, Staxx. I can hardly freaking see.
I can't. It only lets you put it one way. It doesn't.
Okay, all right. There's Wild Bill right there in the front. There's Billy Cutolo right in the front.
Yeah, Billy Cutolo. So you had some dealings with Billy.
There he is with the suit on. Yeah, with his son. Yeah, that probably was at one of the that was probably at one of the fundraisers or one of the charities that he was involved with, the old man.
So what? He used to be involved with a lot of things like that.
Charity? Yeah, he helped out a lot of charities. He was what he was, but he helped out a lot of charities, man, especially like with kids that were sick and with all of them, like with St. Jude and the Children's Catholic Society and all the kids, the homeless kids and everything. He was a big contributor to that, and he used to do a lot of fundraisers for them all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
So
but he did that all the time.
I reached out to Bill, Whiny Bill Jr. and
Oh, please.
he's a whiner, man. Pretty big whiners. But I reached out to him, try to get him on the show. He agreed to come on.
Right.
This was a while ago. And then I think
Didn't he say he would do the show with me that time?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like involved with some people that I'm not too fond of.
Yeah.
That way. And all of a sudden he's like, I'm not doing the show. I'm not doing it. So I'm like,
Listen,
okay.
all I know is I see some of the interviews he's done. Okay, that Bill Jr.'s done.
Yeah.
Now I only met Bill Jr. over the internet. I never met him in person. All right. Now I knew his father. Now let me explain something to you. His father used to come to Coney Island Avenue and Avenue H. There was a guy, Al Testaverde, who was with him, who was with Billy. Now Billy, I knew the guy who straightened him out. And I'll tell you who the guy was. The guy who straightened him out was a guy named Joe Lane. Bill used to be with Joe Lane. Wild Bill used to be with Joe Lane. They used to come to Coney Island Avenue and Avenue H, because around the corner there was Al's Pizzeria, who he was with Joe Lane and he was with Billy. I had 3 hours car service. And me and Billy saw each other up there all the time. We saw each other. Okay, so anybody can say whatever they want. I know who it was. And I can guarantee this kid don't even know who made his father. I can guarantee you that. But what I don't like, like I said, I don't know him personally, the kid. I don't. Like I said, I met him only on the internet. But some guys, I'm not going to mention who, bad-mouthed him, called him all types of names and everything else. And then all of a sudden, like what, a month, 2 months later, he's on their show, doing their show. And then after he does the show, everything is fine, and he goes on the show, and I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to say my words. He was kissing their ass when he was on their show. All right? He was. And I'm talking, because the way he was talking, I'm not going to say who it was, because I got no problem with these people, but he was kissing their ass.
Shout out to Lee Cole. Go subscribe to Lee Cole's show. I don't care.
So they abused him. And then he comes back on a month or 2 later, and he's like kissing their ass. And after that, they abuse him again. Well, let me tell you something. If his father would have been alive, and they abused his son, and his son didn't do nothing, his father would have kicked his ass. He would have kicked his own son's ass. Listen what I'm telling you. And Junior can say whatever the hell he wants to say.
Let me ask you this. Because I'm getting the hint, right, from people.
Oh, and I'll let you know something else, too. When Wild Bill got made years ago, he used to wear a mustache, and he wore, just like Greg Scarpa. When Greg Scarpa was made, he was wearing a mustache for quite a while, too. Then Greg shaved it off, and then Billy shaved it off. So that thing about facial hair, that went out the window with them guys a long time ago.
Was Billy Cutolo Jr. a made man?
Honestly, I never heard of him being straightened out. And like any time I seen his father and Joe Lane and all these guys and places I went to, I never seen the kid with him. I never saw the kid with him. His son. I never saw his son with him. That I will say. I never did. I never met the kid until I met him on the internet. What?
Paul said, "Crying Bill needs a bra." We push back. Shout out to We Push Back. Shout out to you, Paul, man.
Shout out to Paul.
Hey, Oh,
But like I said,
oh,
I don't know if this kid was. I never heard anything about this kid being made. I know nothing about him being made.
I think he's
Let's
putting
put
the
it that way.
perception out there that he was made. I think he's putting, but so his father gets killed. Do you remember around the time when his father got murdered? Do you
I
do you
don't remember.
remember?
I remember when his father disappeared. I don't
Yeah,
remember when they killed, but I remember when they disappeared back in the
yeah.
'90s. Yeah.
So when he went missing, what was like the rumblings on the street? What were they talking about? Did they know that he was dead at the time, or did
Yeah.
they think he went on
Yeah.
the
No, they
run?
know.
Like,
No, they know. They knew he was gone. When he didn't come back that night, everybody knew. Hey, let's put it this way: everybody knew he was going before it happened. The people who did it, they all knew he was gone before it happened. They all knew that. I think they did it because, in my opinion, I'm going to tell you the truth. They were afraid of Billy.
why? Because he was going to take over the family. What was the reason?
Billy was Bill didn't try to take over the family, but he was very powerful. He was an underboss, and a lot of people liked him. A lot of people liked him, and he was very powerful.
That's a good
But
position for someone in that situation where a lot of people like you. That's a good position to be in consigliere
yeah,
position, right?
yeah, it is. But then again, when you got the other guys who are above you, like the boss and whoever else or whatever, and if they're not comfortable with you or whatever, they sucker you in. Let's put it that way. We're gonna go to the meeting here, there, whatever. You go to the meeting, and that's the end of it. You're gone. I mean, there's a lot of things that were done wrong, but a lot of them would look. They could all say what they want to say, and they could say this, that, or whatever about Bill, Wild Bill. I never called him Wild Bill, and I never called him Billy Fingers either. I called him Bill. Well, I used to call him Billy. All right,
Yeah.
so. And what you call it? Guys can say whatever they want because he ain't around, but a lot of guys were afraid of him. Don't let nobody bullshit you. A lot of guys were afraid of him.
Now, what would his father think of him now that he's passed away and the way that he's acting on the internet? What would his father think of his
Well, let me put it this way: if Bill was alive now, all right, or back then, and when his son got abused, and his son didn't do nothing about it, and then his son went back onto the show with the guys who abused him and was like kissing their ass. That's the best way I could put it. His father would have beat the shit out of him when he got home. That's for sure.
well,
His father would
I
have beat
think
the
he's
shit
trying to
out of him.
put the perception out there that he was going to kill these guys and all. He wasn't going to kill nobody. He was going to
No, he
tell them
wasn't.
that
He wasn't gonna kill nobody. No, he wasn't.
his plan from
No,
the
he wasn't.
jump was to cooperate and be a squeak squeak.
Well, listen. They listen to me. This kid here, they knew when his father went. All right, when Billy didn't come home, you had to know something was wrong.
Were they
You know,
gonna
'cause
take care of his son too? Were they gonna get rid of his son too? Probably if he
oh,
started problems, right?
I have. If let's put it this way, they had a beef with the father. They did what they did with the father. That's one thing. As far as the kid goes, as far as his son goes, like I said, if the kid would have gave them a problem, they think they would have done something. But he didn't give anybody a problem, the kid. But he knew in his heart that that's what it was. But then again, Billy was a gangster. Billy was a real gangster, and he knew the ins and outs of the life. He knew that, when he goes to certain meetings, there is a possibility he can get whacked. And he went anyway. Billy
Here's
was
his
not a coward.
gravestone.
That's one thing. He was not afraid, that man. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, he
Billy
seemed
had a lot of balls.
from the research I've done, he was a powerhouse in the Colombo
Yeah.
family. But
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I don't think his son was built for the life, and I think it was a mistake for him to even be anywhere involved with it.
Well, like
Because
I,
when you cooperate, right, it doesn't
yeah.
matter. I don't care what they do. I don't care. I don't care if they kill your whole family. If you cooperate, you had
Right.
it in you to cooperate before you did it. Just like Sammy the Bull. He thought about cooperating a long time before he
Mm-hmm.
cooperated. This wasn't like he woke up, oh, John Gotti's going to put me in jail. I'm going to cooperate. That's not how it works. He's a
No.
snake. He was thinking about cooperating way before he
I,
cooperated.
I would say so. I would say anybody who cooperates, they always have that thought. I would say, in my opinion, anybody who is in that life, and I think that you thought about cooperating. If it gets real bad, that they say, well, fuck it, I'll just cooperate and I'll walk away with my money, this, that, whatever, and start
Yeah.
a life somewhere else. But now, if you look at it, all the guys who cooperated years ago, they're all back on the street. And nobody's bothering them. So
Yeah.
what does
So
that tell
like,
you?
yeah,
So what
like
does that tell you? It tells you how
all
much
these
this whole
guys
thing
that end up
changed.
cooperating, they end up on the street and nothing happens to them anyway. So who cares?
Right.
Like,
Right. So I
so
mean,
I
it,
have
it,
I have a clip of an interview that Mr. Whiny Bill did with he did this interview with I forgot what it was. It was a mainstream interview,
right.
and he explains what happened right here. So let's get into it. And
Yeah.
a lot of times he'll be on other platforms trying to
Mm-hmm.
spin the narrative and act like he was a gangster, like he was gonna go take care of them and this and that. I don't believe you, bro. I don't believe the bullshit. I don't believe it. I don't. So let's see.
Let's see the clip.
Let's see Whiny Bill acting tough. Here we go.
He told me, look, don't talk about stuff you shouldn't be talking about. In 1980, Billy Cutolo Jr. is a young soldier in the Colombo crime family. To keep quiet, no matter what.
Did you hear that?
If you become
They just said he was a young soldier in the
Right.
Colombo crime family. They said he was
Yeah.
a soldier. So he either told them that he was made or
Mm-hmm.
trying to spin the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
a witness, there's going to be a hit contract out on you. But when his father is murdered by his own mafia family, Billy takes matters into his own hands. I got out of the car and make a beeline across the street. There was no way he was going to just say, they bumped my father up, but that's okay, it's part of business. Billy Cutolo Jr. tells how he risks everything to take on an entire crime family.
So now he acts like he was gonna kill him. Like I was gonna kill him, and I beelined right for him to give him a good tongue lashing, and then I cried, put my tail between my legs, and ran back to the car. Like, come on, man.
If he would have went to the boss or the underboss or whoever it was that he was going to run to, and he opened up his mouth to him, they would have wind up giving him a beating. They wouldn't have taken it. They would have never taken any lip from him. They would have wind up giving him a beating.
That's why.
Now, if he would have clipped one of the guys or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Truthfully, if my opinion, if he would have clipped, say, one or two of the guys who were involved, he would have had a lot of people backing him up.
Yeah, he could have
And then
been.
and then they wouldn't want, and then they would say, "You want to go to war again?" Then a lot of people wouldn't say, "You know what? It's over. It's done with. You got these two guys. Let it go." That's what would have happened.
The guy that killed his dad was in the living room with his mother right when it happened. And watch, he explains right how they were saying right in his face, like, it's really too bad what happened to your dad. It'll be real bad if something happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's watch it. It gets pretty damn good, and it makes him look like a punk.
And avenge his father's death. You made two mistakes, I said. You killed my father, but you didn't kill me.
But you didn't kill me. I'm gonna squeak all the way to the FBI.
It's 1985, New York City, the birthplace of the American mafia. 5 mobs run the streets here, and the Colombo family is the youngest and smallest.
I don't believe you, Bill.
Not the FBI's top priority, at least not yet. Brooklyn, 1980.
My old
Cutolo
Bill
Jr. is a teenager who looks up to his father, who happens to be a Colombo family mobster. His father, Wild Bill Cutolo, is a vicious killer with undeniable charm. My father was Bill Cutolo, better known as Wild Bill, from 11th Avenue. He was the underboss of the Colombo crime family. He was my hero. He was a good man, and he was a fair man, but he was a gangster.
But he wasn't good enough for you to kill these guys that killed him. He was good enough for you to tell on them. Something that they teach you growing up. Don't be a tattletale bitch, man. And what did he do? Instead of going and taking revenge, he's like, I'm gonna take revenge. I'm gonna pick up the phone and call the government and tell on you. Like, that's not
Look, if you're gonna get revenge, you're gonna wind up. You do nice and quietly. You find out who they are and you pop them. People will probably know that you did it, but then again, at the same token, people will have respect for you, and you'll get a lot of guys. A lot of guys will back you up, and they'll say, "Me, this guy's got balls. He hit these 2 guys or 3 guys or however guys killed him, and he killed them, and he don't give a fuck. This guy's got balls." And a lot of guys would have backed him up.
Yeah, they either would have backed him up or they would have took him out back, right?
Yeah, they would have. I think they would have backed him up if he would have done something like that. Took out the guys who did it. They would have backed him up.
I don't think Whiny Bill had the balls to do that. Honestly, I don't think so.
Like I says, I only met the kid, like I says, over the internet. I never met him in person. Never seen him on the streets over there.
Come on, man. Listen, somebody murdered his father, so he ran and told on them. Like, you run and tell. You don't go and get retribution. You don't go and retaliate like you should have did. And now you want to come online and act like you're this big mob guy? No, bro.
Well, no, you know what? Listen, a lot of guys that had their father killed, that their fathers got killed, or the son got killed, or whatever, they were told, let it go, forget about it. And they did. They let it go, and they forgot about it. But then, X amount of years later, the people who told them, let it go, forget about it, they wind up getting whacked. And the one who whacked them was the ones who they whacked his father. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the way they were doing it. They just played along with it, okay. They kept coming up and doing what they're doing what they're doing. Time went by, and everybody, they're not paying attention. And then you just go and you make your move. And now you look at it like, well, where did it come from? If you're worried about where it came from. But you know what I mean? There's an old saying, if you're gonna kill the king, you do it out in the open, and you let the people know that you killed the king.
Just like they did Castellano, right?
Respond. Yeah.
Same thing, like how they did Castellano, so that everyone is aware of what's going on. And
I mean,
so
look,
how come they didn't do that?
If he would have turned around and killed the guys who killed his father, there would be people that would look to kill him, definitely, without a doubt. But in the same token, he would have a lot of guys from his side of the family that would back him up.
Yeah, but
because now they're saying, look at the balls on this kid. They did this right. He whacked them, so they'll look up to him now. They would look up to him as a leader and stuff.
Why did they kidnap Bill and kill him all quietly? How come they didn't do it out in the open and throw him in the trunk, make it out in the open? How come they didn't do that?
That's listen. There's a way you do it that you don't see. If you can't find a guy, you can assume he's dead, but you don't know for sure if he's dead.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? So whatever it was from the story I heard, that he was supposed to go to a meeting. He went to the meeting, and that's where they shot him. That's where they killed him, and that was it. Now they can't find his body. So now you're gonna say, guys on the street, no. If your guy goes to a meeting and nobody ever sees him anymore, guys on the street, no, the guy is dead. But law enforcement looks at it as, we don't know if he's dead or not unless we hear it from some informants or whatever, or we hear the word on the street. But there's certain guys they wanted found, some guys they didn't want found. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get back to the interview. Let's watch him act like a big mob boss that's going to go kill people. Instead, though, he pulls the phone out and tells on him. Instead, he pulls the phone out and calls the FBI.
Way around it. If you didn't know who Wild Bill Cutolo was and just saw him on the streets of New York, you could very well take him for a Wall Street maker.
Dennis Griffin is a former investigator turned author.
Rest in peace to Dennis Griffin.
In writing about the mob.
Yeah.
He was an author that he wrote pretty good books, and he ended up passing away. I think it was from coronavirus.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, man.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Wild Bill was really two different people. He was Wild Bill the businessman, and he was Wild Bill the mobster, and he was very competent in both areas. He had one of the most dangerous crews in New York City.
The Colombo family needed guys like my father. When I say that, that means that somewhere along the line, you had to hurt someone.
Guys like your father, but not like you. They wanted people like you far away from the Colombo family.
When I say hurt someone, I mean you had to put them down.
But the violent world of the Colombos is not what Wild Bill wants for his son. In June of 1988, Billy Jr. graduates from community college.
I was the first person in my family to ever go to college. I've never seen my father so proud. It was a feeling that it was a side of him that I didn't see very often. Right after the ceremony, he says, you know, where are you gonna go from here? Man, I said, I did these 2 years for you. I said, I'm done with the books, man. I want to earn.
Billy Jr. wants to
Yeah,
follow
now
his
I want to
father's
join the
footsteps
Colombo
and join
family
the
and commit
mafia.
crimes with you.
I want to be your guy. All of a sudden, he paused.
But I'm not going to
You see,
kill
like,
for
his
you.
face, like that big smile that was on his face kind of like turned into like a frown.
Bro,
As
if
a
you
dad.
won't kill for your own family, I don't have respect for you, man. Honestly.
No.
If you won't take care of business when they don't care about you. And this dude had the nerve to let the killers, he knew they killed his father, let them back in his house and act like, oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear about what happened to your father. And he just sat there and like let them be like, get the fuck. I don't buy it, man. I'm not buying it, bro.
Well,
He
see,
has reservations.
What's up?
letting them go back in his house and everything, it was a good move. You come back in the house, you listen to them talk, you agree with them and everything, and then you plan it in your head. Okay, I'm going to wait a while, then I'm taking you, and I'm going to take these out. But if you let them back in your house and then you don't do nothing about it down the road, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
And his whole family was about this gangster life. Like his whole family, they
Yeah.
didn't agree with Bill Jr.
Right.
cooperating. They didn't want him to. For what?
No.
Go kill the people that killed your father. They don't want you to talk to the police. That's the last thing you're supposed to do.
Well, listen, he couldn't have killed them because some of them were in jail, and he had to have guys that would back him up also.
Yeah, but he
So
could have
evidently
took one of them out, bro.
Yeah, he could have. If he would have done, they could have done it quietly and taken one of them out. But I don't think he had any guys that were backing him up because I really don't know what he done on the street. This kid.
Well, let's get back to the story, and we'll see. We'll see how he was living from his own words.
As a mob underboss, he sees the potential in his son. Within a week, Billy Jr. is working for the Colombo crime family and loving the power.
You feel like you have the world by the balls.
Wild Bill does his best to teach his son the ways of the mobster life, warning him about rats wearing wires.
Don't talk about stuff that you shouldn't be talking about. My father used to tell me, the worst voice that you want to hear
It's your own.
Is yours being played back to you.
Especially when it's your son and you're the underboss and your son is the rat. Fucking what? I can't make this shit up. Like I can't, man. Like, wow.
While most mobsters believe mafia loyalty is rule number one, Wild Bill has a lesson he thinks is even more important.
My father told me, he says, you know, for every guy you put down, 2 come back. For every 2 guys you put down, 4 come back. For every 4 guys you put down, 8 guys come back.
It's advice that will come back to haunt him. In 1991, the Colombo family's in a bloody struggle for power.
On the one side, you had
during
Carmen
the war,
Persico,
right?
who was the boss of the Colombo family.
Yeah.
However, Carmen was in prison, and his desire was that his son, Ellie Boy Persico, would assume the reins of the family when Allie
That's
was
his
also
brother.
in prison.
That wasn't
On
Allie's
the
boy.
other side of the war is Victor Orena.
Who is that? You want to clarify what we just said?
Wait, go back. Go back one thing to what the guy said. Go back to the picture of Allie.
91.
That's
The Colombo family's in a bloody struggle for power.
On the one side, you had Carmen Persico, who was the boss of the Colombo family. However, Carmen was in prison, and his desire was that his son, Ellie Boy Persico, would assume the reign.
See that right there? That's not the kid Alley Boy. That's Carmine's brother, Alley Boy. So the guy was wrong saying that that's Carmine's son. That's Alley Boy Persico, Carmine's brother.
Yeah, you see.
And the guy said it was his son. No, that's not his son. They were showing the picture. That's Alley Boy, Carmine's brother, not Carmine's son.
Thanks for clarifying that, man. All right, let's get back to it.
Of the family when Allie, who was also in prison, was released.
On the other side of the war is Victor Orena. He's been the acting boss for the Colombos, while
Thank
the
you,
Persicos are in prison.
big country man. I
Mr.
appreciate
was
you,
more
bro.
of a businessman, less violence, and he felt the entire family would prosper if he was in charge and remained in charge.
While Bill's a businessman too, so he
Blackout
and his
TV.
son
What's
back
up, man?
Orena and the idea of making more money. But the war is vicious. A dozen mobsters are killed in the streets. 2 innocent bystanders are gunned down. 2 years later, October 1993.
Fair use. Fair use.
Won the war.
See, we got to keep talking every little bit, man, because you can't let the video just keep playing. We have to keep talking, change up the video a little bit.
He keeps showing Alley Boy. Alley Boy had already died. Big Alley Boy Persico, Carmine's brother. He was already dead.
How did he die?
He died in prison. Matter of fact, he died in prison. He had, I believe he had cancer of the liver or something like that.
All right.
He died.
And Alley Boy is the new acting boss. While Bill
Fin
back on the
feet.
streets.
I get you, man.
For backing the wrong side, or so he thinks.
Grudges in that life are never forgotten.
The new boss of the Colombos, Alley Boy.
Did you hear what he just said? Grudges in that life are never forgotten. Just like you cooperating, Mr. Ratty.
What I don't understand is why is this guy keep showing a picture of Carmine's brother and saying that it's Carmine's son? I don't know why this guy keeps saying that.
Maybe he was scrambled up. Maybe he's the one that passed away.
He's gotta be.
This is the guy who passed away. This is Dennis Griffin.
Well, he got it wrong, but that's Carmine's brother.
Before making his move.
He said 6 years before making his move. Here.
My father had a routine where we used to meet on Wednesdays before we'd go to our social club on Wednesdays. Haircuts, manicures. I got to the hair salon that day, and he wasn't there yet. So I beat him in 08, and he didn't get back to me.
Billy's father has been summoned to a meeting with Alley Boy. Both Alley Boy and his underboss, Jackie DeRoss, haven't forgotten that Wild Bill opposed them during the Colombo War.
Is that true? Jackie DeRoss was
That's
against
what they
Wild
say.
Bill?
That's what they say. Well, Jackie DeRoss was related to the Persicos. He was married to one of the cousins. He's married to one of the cousins.
They wanted all their
families to be in charge.
They wanted them all over the place, right?
Yeah. But why does that guy keep showing the picture of Big Alley Boy Persico, Carmine's brother, and saying that it's Carmine's son? This guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Maybe they got it mixed up, man. He was gonna, I believe. So listen, you want to hear a crazy story about Dennis Griffin that you guys might not be aware of? So, Mr. Mob Boss Hootie was looking for someone to help him write his book. So, Mr. Dennis Griffin linked up with Hootie. He was going to help him write the book. Guess what happens, people?
Right.
Dennis Griffin's doing research on Hootie to write his little mob book, right?
Yeah.
He finds out that Hootie is a cooperating witness who went to the WISEC program. He finds all this information, and he asked him about it.
Yeah.
Hootie, if you want to write all this mob books and shit, why are you saying that you didn't cooperate and you weren't in the witness protection program? Next thing you know, there's a big war going back around, right? Dennis Griffin gets sick probably a couple days later, and he ends up dying. So
Yeah, that's screwed up.
the book never happened, and that
No.
and Dennis Griffin dropped Hootie before all
Yeah.
this can really get out there, and then he passed away. So
Yeah.
the story died with him. But guess what? I know
All right.
about it.
Yeah, right?
All right, let's
Yeah,
get
you
back
know
to this.
about
Let's get back to this stream. We're gonna
it.
have
This
to
is
make this like a
ridiculous.
3-part, bro.
Yeah.
They now see Cutolo Sr. as a threat to their hard-won power. Hallie Boy and DeRoss order his murder, leaving Billy Jr. to wonder why he hasn't heard from his father.
I paged him a couple more times. I'm waiting about 20 minutes in between. I was looking for the other guys that used to meet us up there, my friend Frank and Jojo. And I said to them, did any of you guys speak to my father today? And they both said, no, we haven't spoken to him yet. Now I'm actually in the salon and I'm beeping him from there with an 08 911, 08 911. He's not getting back to me. So about 2.5 hours goes by, he's still not around. Now I'm starting to get a little...
And yo, these
panic.
dudes, the guys that are sitting around him know already, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they already know.
So they already know that he
Yeah,
got
they already
killed,
know.
and they're like, I don't know, I haven't seen him, man.
Yeah, they know. They know that he was gone.
Mind is
They already
going.
knew that.
I'm worried. Something's not right.
May 1999, Wild Bill Cutolo, underboss for the Colombo family, is dead. Murdered by his own mob family. His son, Billy Jr., is frantically searching for his father, unaware of what has happened, but suspecting the worst.
I was just praying that he lost his beep or he forgot the phone or whatever. I jet over to the club. I pull into the
Booty on the
driveway
rise, yo.
and boom, truck
Yeah. Yeah.
and the truck
Now
was
they
always
knew.
wiped down with a sloppy rag.
Oh,
Now I know my father. His cars were always meticulously clean. All the
so he said the car was wiped down, so he knew. So right then, the beeping is him
Yeah.
in the hospital, man. Like you kind of got to deal with the beeping, bro. He's a
Yeah.
guest on the show, and
Yeah.
he's in the hospital. Like, what do you want?
Well, like I said, Bill. From what I heard, that that Big Bill, he went to he drove himself to the meeting, and then whatever happened, happened at the meeting, and that was it. They whacked him.
Yeah. So right
I
there,
mean, that's just all over the street.
he's admitting right here. He knows, he knows his father keeps the cars a certain
Listen,
way.
everybody knew that. Everybody knew that he was gone that day. The day that he got killed, everybody knew because right away the word comes down. Okay, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. And they make sure that the guys in his crew knew that he was gone. Because now they listen to see if there's any rumblings, and if there's any rumblings about guys who don't like the idea, then they would go. But there was no rumblings. Everybody was quiet because they knew what to expect.
Yeah,
But everybody knew.
They want to keep somebody near Junior just to see what he's thinking and who he's thinking it is.
But what I'm saying, when he went in, like he's saying, he went into the club and asked the guys, "Did you hear from my father?" They already knew that he was gone because see, the way that usually goes, if they take the guy out and they take the guy somewhere and they clip him, they make sure that the word gets back down to his crew. Your boss is gone. They don't wait a day, 2 days, or let's look for. They let him know that your boss is gone. Now here's who you're going to answer to. Period. They know right away.
Let's watch whiny Bill Cutolo crying about how he wants to murder someone, but instead he goes and tells on them.
Well,
suddenly,
you can't make this shit up, bro.
Has happened to his father.
Now I'm sick.
What up, Assassinino?
My stomach is sick. My head is sick.
From the start, Junior suspects one of his dad's best friends, Jackie DeRoss.
Jackie DeRoss was a very close friend of Wild Bill Cutolo's. In fact, Wild Bill had been the best man at Jackie DeRoss's wedding.
Junior soon discovers that his suspicions are justified.
And the night Wild Bill disappeared, Jackie DeRoss came in the social club and he did the unthinkable. He walked right over and sat in Wild Bill Cutolo's chair.
Boom, right there, bro. Right there, right?
Yeah.
He
Yep.
came in there right in his face and sat in the
Yeah.
dude's chair. So,
Yeah.
come on, if you were gonna do anything, Mr. Whiny Bill, you would have did it then. You would have
You
pulled a
know
gun
that
out,
the guy's
shot him
gone.
right there, and not give a fuck about yourself,
Yeah.
man. Sacrifice yourself for the good of taking revenge.
Well, not everybody, a lot of them don't think that way. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of guys won't do that.
Honestly, I think he was looking for a way out of the life, and he wanted to tell. Honestly, if his dad was around, he probably would have told too. But he just, I don't know, man.
Well, look, I don't know how heavily he was involved in the life because, like I says, I didn't see him around, and I never met the kid until I met him on the internet. I met him on Facebook. When I seen the name Cutolo, I said, "Your father was Billy Cutolo, Wild Billy?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "I was a good friend of your father. I knew him for a lot of years. I knew your father a lot of years." Like I said, Billy used to come to Coney Island Avenue and Avenue H. And he used to go to Al's Pizzeria because the guy Al was with him. You know, Al answered to Billy, and Billy used to be with Joe Lane. And Joe Lane is the one who straightened out Wild Bill, who got him straightened out.
Yeah.
He straightened him out. Because I remember he came into the, I remember one time Billy came into the car service and my cousin Philip was in there. Now, my cousin Philly wasn't a made guy or anything, but he thought he was a wise guy. And he's arguing with Joe Lane. And I come walking in and I see Billy, and Billy goes, "You know who this is? This is Joe Lane." He went to go after my cousin Philip. And I says, "What the hell's wrong?" I says, "What the fuck's going on?" Billy looked at me. He goes, "Anthony, what are you doing?" I said, "Dude, I own piece of cussing. So what's going on?" And he started cursing. He said, "This motherfucker." I says, "Wait," I says, "what's going on?" So they told me how he disrespected Joe Lane. I told my cousin Philly, "You better apologize." They looked at me and said, "He's your cousin?" I says, "Yeah, he's my cousin." I says, "You better apologize to him." I says, "Because you're talking to the wrong guy." And my cousin Philip, he apologized to Joe Lane. But Joe Lane is the one that straightened out, Billy. He's the one that had him straightened out.
All right, let's get back to this. Let's check this out. There's a little bit left. I think this is a 3-part.
That night, Jackie sits down at the table, my father's chair, and he's eating a piece of Italian bread.
Nah, bro.
I'm looking at him. He's sitting there chewing, smirk on his face.
That's not the real Michael Francis, David, man. Come on.
What?
Speak to your pops today.
Michael Francis is in the chat, but that's not the real Michael Francis. You could tell.
No.
Look at the
way.
first.
Michael.
Look at the F in Francis. It's a lowercase. Come on, man.
No.
Get with the program. Come on, people. You got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, you gotta do, because I don't have too much more time left on my phone, because I got you plugged into the hearing.
I know, we got 2 seconds. We got 2 seconds. So listen to what Mr. Whiny Bill says right here. He says the dude comes in and says, "Hey, you hear from your father today?" While he's sitting in the seat. Listen to this shit. Ready? This is a good one.
On his face. How you doing, Jack? Good. Speak to your pops today.
Jackie doesn't bother hiding the truth.
My heart. I felt like someone sucker punched me in my chest, and I didn't know what to do. That's when I knew that she's not coming back.
Do you know what that's called? Your retaliation for that? It's called coward. That's what that's called.
In that
I hate to break it to you,
Cutolo knows
bro.
his father has been betrayed by the mob. The next morning, Billy Jr. grabs a gun and hunts Jackie down.
All right, let's hear the tough guy shit. Let's hear the tough guy shit come out now. Here we go with the tough guy shit. He grabs a gun.
Come on, I ain't got that much time left on the battery on my phone.
Standing on the corner with his cheap $2 cigars. I jump out of the car. I'm making a beeline across the street, and he sees me.
Team Pizza, fuck you, Team Pizza.
To the
You and your dog abusing ways. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of
Billy
shit.
Jr. has every intention of shooting Jackie in the street, but his father's most important piece of advice pulls him back.
You kill 2 people that harmed you, 4 come after you. If you kill the 4, 8 come after you.
Oh, here we go with that bullshit. Well, here you go. That's what we got for today. I appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch this show. We're going to have a part 2 and a part 3 for this show so we can tie up some loose ends. Let's put it
All I'm
that way.
all I'm gonna say is this: if he went after Jackie DeRoss like that, and Jackie DeRoss suspected that he was going to shoot him, this kid wouldn't be sitting there right now talking.
No.
And that's all I'll say about that.
And,
he wouldn't be sitting down there talking, because you go to make a move on a boss and you don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
And he even feels a little bit,
trouble.
right? If he feels a little bit threatened, they're going to take your ass out, man.
Right. They're going to take him out.
Times.
They're going to take you right out. I can't picture him running up to Jackie DeRoss the way he was saying that he was going to. And Jackie had an idea. Jackie would have took him out. They would have taken this kid out.
It only proves that he was never a gangster. Exactly, man. They can say he went to grab the gun and make it sound like he was a gangster, but guess what? He didn't.
What?
He went and told. I'm gonna tell instead of getting real retribution. I'm putting him in jail. That's some fucking coward shit, bro. But hey, it is what it is. People aren't all built the same. But I bet Mr. Raimondi wouldn't have went to the police.
What?
What would you have done?
What do you mean?
If you were in his situation, what would you have done?
I'm a different type of person. I would have just sat there and listened to him, bided my time, and then blew his fucking brains out. And then you want to come after me? Come after me. But a lot of guys would have backed me up if that would have been me in my situation like that. That's what you got to understand. Like I said, if you got balls enough to shoot the king or to kill the king in public, you kill him in public, you're going to have the respect and get a lot of guys who are going to back you up. And then you can get, and guys from other families will back you up also. That's just the way it is. You know? But it takes a lot. It takes a lot to pull a trigger. Don't nobody bullshit. It does take a lot to pull a trigger.
If someone killed my father, I would have went retaliation 100%. I wouldn't have even thought about, let me go to the government, let me go to the FBI. Nah, bro.
No.
100% retaliation. I'm not playing that shit. Hey, yo, Stone Sailor, go to Fatball Sicilian shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not with all that flip-flopping shit. Fuck you too, bro. I'm all set with your fake bullshit. Go fuck off, bro. Okay?
No, that would never happen like that in real life. No,
I'm good with all the fakeness and shit. I'm not playing the fake shit over here, bro. So go stay over where the fuck you're at. I appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch this show. Thank you, Anthony, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, my pleasure.
Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. And we got more stuff coming, so stay tuned. It's going to get real. Thanks, bro.